Welcome to the Learning Academy. Today we'll be discussing equivalent fraction. So let's recap. What is a fraction? A fraction is a part of a whole, or is the number of equal parts that make up a whole. What are equivalent fractions? Equivalent fractions have different numerators and denominators. However, they represent the same value or same portion of the whole. So basically, they represent the same fraction. 2 over 4 is equal to 4 over 8. It's also equal to a half. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. This is the Learning Academy, and today we'll be tackling equivalent fractions. So enjoy. If we were to look at the number chart that is now being displayed, you will see that it has been divided into various strips and parts. So if you were to look, you'll see half first, and then you see the 1/3. But if you move down to the section, the third row, basically it's divided into quarters. So basically half now becomes equal to 2 of those quarters, which is 2 over 4. Right? If you move down a little bit further down to the fourth column, 3 over 6 now becomes equal to a half as well. And it's also the equivalent fraction for 2 over 4. Now please note that there are rules to use when it comes on to doing equivalent fractions. So to make equivalent fractions, you need to multiply or divide, not both. It's either or. The second rule is that whatever you have done to the numerator, you must also do to the denominator. So if you are multiplying the denominator by 4, you must also multiply the numerator by 4. So whichever whole number you have chosen, you must use it for the top and for the lower number as well. Now we have some examples across the screen of other equivalent fractions. So 500 over 1,000, that is an equivalent fraction. 50 over 100, that's an equivalent fraction. 1,000 over 2,000, that's an equivalent fraction. And I know you can come up with many others. So there you go, 30 over 60. That's another example. Let's look at the fraction chart again. So if we go to the last row, basically we'll see where it says getting half. So you have 4 over 8, right? 4 over 8 is the next equivalent fraction. If you were to look at this sample on the screen, it's split into half. Then you can see where it is split into 4 parts. And then you go down, you'll see it's split into 6 parts. And then it's also split into 8 pieces. So 1 over 2, which is a half, is the first example. Then that is equal or equivalent to 2 over 4. And it's also equivalent to 3 over 6. And it's also equivalent to 4 over 8. So I'm hoping that you're grasping the concept of what is meant by an equivalent fraction. We are again looking at the fraction chart, right? So a half. In order for us to get from a half to 2 over 4, what we would have to do is to multiply the numerator, which is 1, by 2, and then multiply the 2, which is the denominator, by 2, and then we would get 2 over 4. When we want to get down to the fifth row and we want to get the 3 over 6, what we would basically do is multiply the 1, which is the numerator, by 3, then multiply the 2, which is the denominator, by 3, and then we'll get 3 over 6. So that means it's 3 pieces of 6 that is equal to a half. And we all know that half of 6 is 3. Half of 4 is 2, right? Let's review. What is a fraction? A fraction is a part of a whole, or it shows the equal number of parts that a whole has been divided into. Now, equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are fractions with different numerators and different denominators. However, they represent the same fraction. Review the rules that apply to equivalent fractions. So in order to make or create equivalent fractions, you multiply or divide the numerator or the denominator by the same whole number. You only multiply or divide, never add or subtract. Like, comment, share, or subscribe. This is the Learning Academy. Thanks for watching.